உலகில் உண்டியாய் செயலில் விமுடன் கலங்கி மருந்து நிருபாரணி रहो धर्म में भी रहो कर्म में भी रहो उन्नत शील डरो ना भूलि भेद ज्ञान हाउ सबे अगुवान साथे अच्छे भगवान हवे जो वहाँ धर्मत भी वहाँ कर्णत भी वहाँ उन्नत शील नहीं भाव नाना भाषा नाना मत नाना परिधान विविध मस्जिद को मिलन महान देखिए भारत महाजाति उत्थान जगो जन मन में विसो जगो जन मन में विसो
Namaskar. Good morning everyone. We welcome you all to the valedictory function of the 122nd Induction Training Program. I now request Dr. Milind, Associate Course Coordinator, to give the welcome address.
Good morning. Esteemed Chief Guest of today's valedictory function for 22nd Induction Training Program, Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari, Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, Dr. Sanjeev Chopra, Respected Director, Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, Shri Vidya Bhushan, Deputy Director and Course Coordinator, 122nd Induction Training Program, Srimati Monika Dhami, Associate Course Coordinator, present faculty members and officers of 122nd Induction Training Program. On behalf of the course team and Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, Mussoorie, I cordially welcome you all in this valedictory function. Today, we are blessed with the presence of Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari, Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, our esteemed chief guest. Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari has been one of the most successful and illustrious political career in this country. Previously, he has held several eminent positions such as Minister of Energy, Irrigation, Law, Legislative Affairs of newly formed Uttaranchal government. Thereafter, he became the second Chief Minister of Uttarakhand. He has also been elected as member of Rajya Sabha from 2008 to 2014. Also, he has been elected as member of 16th Lok Sabha in 2014. He has also authored two books, namely Uttaranchal Pradesh Q and Uttaranchal Sangharsh Evam Samadhan. He is also the founder of many schools in Uttarakhand. We cordially welcome you, sir. As we all know, our director, Dr. Sanjeev Chopra, is an eminent personality, a 1985 batch IAS officer. He has served in the Government of India, Government of West Bengal, Government of Uttarakhand in various important posts in his 35 years long career. He is the recipient of prestigious McNamara Fellowship and authored many books, and he curates an international literary festival, namely Valley of Words. We also welcome you, sir. On this occasion, I once again welcome all the officers of this valedictory function. I hope that earlier 2 weeks and this recent 2 weeks have been very fruitful and memorable to you all. We wish you all a bright future tenure ahead. Thank you.
I now request Director of the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, Dr. Sanjeev Chopra, to felicitate the chief guest for the day, Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, with a memento of the Academy, and a small hand-knitted scarf made by the women of Mussoorie, sir. Thank you so much for your presence, sir, today. I now request Vidya Bhushan, course coordinator, to present the course report for the 122nd induction training program. Vidya.
तो दीदी ये भी जो बात आपकी हो रही थी
धन्यवाद मोनिका. Chief guest of the valedictory function of the 122nd induction training program, Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, Director of the Academy Dr. Sanjeev Chopra, members of my course team, members of the faculty present here, dear participants, and your family members who are joining us virtually from the other room. A warm welcome to all of you. It's my privilege to present the course report of the 122nd induction training program. So the induction training program is held for civil service officers of different states on their promotion to Indian administrative service. This program is an important milestone as the participants enter a new phase of their career. The wider role that they will now be called upon to play in the governance and administration in the country requires for realignment of attitudes, refinements of skills, and widening of perspectives. Therefore, the principal aim of this course is to impart a better understanding of the all India nature of the administrative services and develop an all India perspective on the working of public administration and economy of the country. The 122nd induction training program was scheduled initially from March 9th to April 19, 2020. But due to COVID, the training program could not be continued after the first 2 weeks. The participants returned to their respective cadres. Many of them were holding the post of district magistrates in many of their states, and they contributed to the nation's fight against COVID. The remaining 2 weeks of the course was scheduled from 1st February to 12th February, that is today, and they have joined us back for this memorable 2 weeks. There are a total of 59 officer trainees, participants who have joined this program, and they represent 14 different states of the country. They have a very long experience of working at the field level. Many of them have served for more than 25 years. We could give only 4 weeks of academic input, and as Director was mentioning that we could not do 2 components of this course. One was the foreign study tour, and second was the India tour, Bahadur that we call. However, we made the best use of the time available we had with us, and we had some very good sessions spanning different topics, including national security, behavioral economics, intersectionality and inclusion, challenges in Northeast by Ravi Kapoor sir, survey settlement, land modernization, foundational skills for learning outcomes in primary education, health, agriculture, environment, and inclusive urbanization. We also had inputs in emerging areas of governance and role of technology into it. So we had sessions on AI, Fourth Industrial Revolution, and we had a digital module on descriptive evidence by ePod. The batch interacted with eminent speakers such as Sri T.C. Raghavan, Lieutenant General Pannu, Sri Ravi Kapoor, as I mentioned, Sunita Narayan, and also in the last week with Ranjit Singh Desale, who got the Global Teacher Award. recently. In the module on social inclusion, participants interacted with the multiple stakeholders and officials from different parts of country, which represented different sections of society and brought the element of empathy and appreciation of the challenges that they face. There was a very good module on emotional intelligence by Raisur Upadhyay conducted over 2 days, whereby he dealt with the concept like Johari window, self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy and social skills. He also conducted very well appreciated and important one-on-one coaching sessions with all the participants, providing personalized feedback to them for their future. The participants of 122 ITP have served in the field for more than 20 years, and we could not have let go of the opportunity of learning from their experience. So peer learning was a very important aspect of this, and the group work and the experience sharing presentation provided the opportunity for that. They worked on 12 topics, which included topics like housing for all, education, health, gender sensitivity, ease of doing business, slum upgradation, and other related issues. The participants presented their analysis and the proposed practical solutions in their respective sectors. The exercise enabled the participants to learn problem solving and critical thinking, and also to work in a collaborative manner on one particular problem. As a part of training, they also visited Survey of India, and they were shown modern techniques of land survey and settlement. They also visited Rafael, which is a very charitable organization of Dehradun and has been working for long for weaker sections of society. And they had a very, very, let's say, good experience, and they came back really sensitized for the issues. We did have physical activities in the morning, yoga, meditation, morning walks, gym, and the participants have been very enthusiastic in that. We also went for a weekend trek and picnic to rabbit farm nearby, whereby they went for long walks and really enjoyed themselves. So I'm grateful to the director for assigning me this responsibility of running this program and for his guidance. He also took some very interesting sessions, including the session today morning, whereby he had a one-on-one interaction with all the participants, and me and Monica ma'am were not allowed in that session. But I'm really happy at the way he is engaging with the participants, and the participants also have been giving their best to the course. They interacted with a lot of people, faculty members, and participated in the class. They also tried their hand at watercolor with Sachin Musale, a very talented artist from Jalgaon in Maharashtra. And today they presented some of the paintings also to the academy. So thank you for that, dear participants. I had a great team of my course team consisting of Monica Dhami, Alankrita, Gauri, and Milin. Gauri was very busy with her own course, but my other teammates pulled together and we did our best to give a good course to you. My training section under supervision of Mr. D.C. Lohani and supported by Mohan, Gaurav, Rahul, Anil and Susan did a great job. All the sections of the academy have contributed immensely to the course, and I thank them all. I would conclude by thanking my participants who have come all the way to Mussoorie in cold weather, and all of you brought not only a very extensive field experience, you also brought enthusiasm and keenness to participate and learn. I must say that induction training program is most rewarding and enriching for us, because you come across as a person who want to share, learn together. And I will remember all of you for being a part of this course. And I would add the last time, probably this is going to be my last course here at Academy. And I'm very happy that all of you have been part of this journey together with me. I would say that we learned a lot of things together, including one thing that I emphasized, that opportunity that all of us have, the duty that all of us have, the privilege that all of us have of giving back to society. Remember the session on EQ and how he emphasized that the essence of all learning is to be able to give back to society, to nation. So with those words I end, and I thank all of you for being with me. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Vidya. I would just like to say the induction program not only brought enthusiasm but also the first snowfall Mussoorie had this season. Thank you all. The director of the academy, Dr. Sanjeev Chopra, brings a unique flavor and flair with each of his addresses, and we really look forward to your address today, sir.
Most Honorable Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, but whom I have known as he is the second Chief Minister, he is the first Chief Minister of Uttarakhand when I met him, because when I joined Uttarakhand on deputation, Sir was the Chief Minister and he gave us a lot of warmth, affection and sincerity, which is something which is very rare, which is very unique. So thank you very much, sir, for agreeing to come at a very short notice. And I was telling Vidya was asking whether you will agree or not. I said, "Aap likhe to dekhiye, fatafat." Immediately the response will come. So thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Vidya Bhushan, the course coordinator. Now Vidya said that this is his last course. This is his last course in this term. I'm sure he'll come back to the academy in higher positions and in greater responsibilities, and we look forward to that, because once you join the academy as a deputy director, there's a very strong feeling and a very strong keenness to come back. So I hope that you might do your phase 3, phase 4, with them again. So welcome here, Vidya. Course team, Monica Thami, Milind is there, and I see my colleagues, Ekta, Nandini, Anupam, Bhavna is here, and all of you, the 122nd course here. A lot of things have been spoken, and I've spoken to you on many occasions. What I'll do now is that I'll take this time to brief you about what happened in the time period that you had left us and now. So between that time period, we conducted the Aram program. The Aram, as you are aware, and which I'd also like to draw the attention of the Honorable Governor, is an initiative which was launched by the Prime Minister 2 years ago. The Prime Minister keeps making the point that break silos. And you cannot work in silos, that you cannot look at yourself as agriculture department and education department and state police and home guards and fire services, because the ultimate cause is India. The ultimate cause, we the people of India. And the responsibility for creating a new India, therefore, is ours. It is not for the World Bank to create the new India. It is not for the civil society to create. It's for us, we the people of India. And what the Prime Minister was saying is that why are you breaking yourself into silos? The silos of the IAS, the IPS, the income tax, the forest service, the state civil service. So why can't everybody who joins the civil services be trained together? Because as you are aware, we were training the first induction people, the first entrants in 4 different places. They were being trained here, they were being trained in Hyderabad, they were being trained in Bhopal, and also at Nagpur. So right from the very beginning, the bonding or the feeling that you are together, that you are part of the larger panorama that India represents was not there. There were challenges of accommodation, challenges of this, but the biggest challenge, as somebody says, is in the mind. If your mind is open, if your mind is clear that we can do things, then we can do things. Infrastructure constraints will always be there. So whether it is a small blood donation camp or it is a gathering as vast as the Kumbh Mela, there will always be constraints. The issue is, are we in a position to address those constraints? Are we taking a positive view of these things? And therefore the Academy felt that yes, we can train everybody together. And therefore from last year, that is 2019 onwards, we've been having the vast immersion of all civil servants at the footsteps of Sardar Patel, who we can also call the patron saint or the Bhisham Pitama for the civil services, because it was he who, in spite of great opposition from others around him, even in the Congress party, about the permanent civil service, he stood up for us. Because let's remember, and it's not in terms of criticism, but Mahatma Gandhi's vision of India was a very different vision. He believed in small village republics, Nehru was not very comfortable with the ICS. The leadership of that time was not so forthright. Sardar Patel was the man who said, no, let us accept the fact that you cannot run a country without a strong bureaucracy. And that bureaucracy also must be free and independent to speak up its own mind. The relationship, he's defined very clearly, the relationship between the political executive and the administrative leadership. And as I said in the morning also, there is no scope of conflict. There are different specific responsibilities. The responsibility of the political leadership is to create the public opinion. It is our job to ensure that whatever has been legislated by the Union Parliament and the State Assembly is implemented in right earnest. And therefore, it is working in harmony, it is working in coordination, and that is what we've been trying to do. And that is why, when we have leaders like Mr. Koshyari coming and addressing us, we try to understand and also appreciate the leadership and the vision which the political leadership brings to the table. So that was Aram 1. In Aram 1, we were looking at developing India as a 5 trillion economy. Now, because of COVID, obviously there has been some delay, but we have no doubts in our minds that we will be moving to a 5 trillion economy. Last year, that is 2020, the theme of Aram was India in 2047. That is what India will be like after 100 years of freedom. And this is something very important. Therefore, the focus was on Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. The focus was on Atmanirbhar Bharat. The focus was on how we can anticipate black swan events like the one that we just faced. So what we've been doing is we've been interacting and doing a lot of things, which you have also been a part of. And therefore, the Aram program and the subsequent follow-up, and now we'll be having the large meet with all the GI indicators in the country to give an idea and a flavor of how wide, how varied, and how widespread India is. Honorable Governor, sir, I'll also like to make 2 points more. One is that the 2 driving principles for this academy are Sheelam Param Bhushanam, that character is the highest embellishment. That you will not be known by the wealth that you create, you will not be known by your physical parameters, you will be known by your character. Because character is something which will last us throughout our lives. Because health will fade away, bodies will have to accept the movement of age, but your character is something that will always be with you, and that will be the highlight. And the second, sir, is the motto of the IAS, Yoga Karma Sukhashana. That yoga is skill in action. That it is not your thoughts which matter, it is your skill in action which matters. And as I mentioned this morning, that you may have all the wisdom in the world like Bhishma Pitama has. Ultimately, it is whether you are able to apply it in practice which makes the difference. And that is why, as was said in the 51st verse of the Gita, it is not what you think, it is what you think and act. And when you think and act in harmony, that is Yoga Karma Sukhashana. That is the crest and the motto of the IAS. Honorable Governor, sir, that is what we've been training them for. With these few words, sir, may I now invite you, or maybe Monica will do the honors, invite you to address us all. Thank you very much, sir.
We'll first request the Honorable Governor to do the honors for the prize distribution for the 122nd induction course. So there was a group work exercise, and the winners for the Urban Finance group is third. I just request the group leaders to come. Lal Shante, Urban Finance, Lalji Shante. The other participants can stand at their place. The second prize goes to the group with productive employment. Lavanya Veni. The other participants may please stand at their places. The first prize goes to the group with urban slums. Dharmendra Pratap Singh. And now marks for the overall assessment. So we have a tie for the third place. Bhargavi and Rajesh Karuna Shankar Mehta. Both are come third for their overall assessment. I request both of them to come on stage and receive the prize and the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Rajesh Mehta ji. The second prize goes to Dharmendra Pratap Singh. So it's a repeat of the honor. For the first prize, there are 3 people. So there is a trinity. Chitra Gupta, Rajesh Jokpal and Dharmendra Arvind Bhai Shah. Chitra Gupta, Rajesh Jokpal and Dharmendra Arvind Bhai Shah. There is a holy trinity at the top.
So all 3 people, 3 questions. दूसरे तो नहीं रहे।
I now request our chief guest for the day, Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, to deliver the keynote and the valedictory address for the program. Sir.
With due apology to all of us, to all of you, I have told the director, though I know a little English, but I always prefer to speak in Hindi. How many of you can understand Hindi? No, you may most of you be, but how many of you cannot understand Hindi? Oh, only 2, 3, 4, 5. Not at all. Not a single word. You are. Before starting, I tell you one thing. I never thought that Chidambaram, the former finance minister and a big authority, he would also be knowing Hindi. So once I was there was voting for vice presidency. I was coming after voting out, and he was entering. He said, "Vote de aaye?" I said, "Oh, you know Hindi, Chidambaram sahab." But he knows Hindi, but he doesn't speak Hindi. So how many of you are such that who know Hindi but doesn't want to speak Hindi? Don't want to speak Hindi. So that is the peculiar situation. Don't mind that. On today's valedictory function of the 122nd induction training program of LBA Academy, Shri Sanjeev Chopra ji, the director of the institution, Shri Vidya Bhaskar ji, Milan Ram Teke ji, and Mordika ji. At the very outset, let me congratulate you all for completing this 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Oh, cut it to 4 weeks. Oh, 2 years. These 4 weeks. Let us hope for it becomes 6 weeks. So, this induction program, training program. I think all of you are already civil service servants, and some of you are serving for 25 years, and some of you maybe 20 years, plus all of you bring more than 20 years, almost. So you are so senior. I don't know whether Sanjeev ji has tried to know something from you, not to learn something from you or not. But I always try to learn from all of you, because all of you have got your own experiences. And when you come to this academy, the highest one, the most prestigious one. And when he called me, he invited me, I had a bit hitch because I know that I am not an academician. I am not an administrator. I am a simple social worker. So how is it that I will be able to speak to you a few words? But it was his love and affection. And I came just because Sanjeev ji and Mr. Vidyabhushan, they have all spoken so much here that I tried even to learn from you today. I know. So I still, the life is such, up to the last breath, you can learn. You can learn. And I always to young people, but you are all grown-up persons, experienced persons. I always speak to the young officers who will come and I come across to me. And a number of officers here in Uttarakhand, in Maharashtra, and even elsewhere also. I said this life is for learning. People, up to the last breath, they try to learn. And I think this should be our motto, that we are not the Pandit of everything. We should try to learn. So I think all these courses are not simply because you are being inducted into IAS, but because you should learn something more and you should get something more. And from interaction with you, even the academy, even your instructors, even your teachers, even guides, they may also know something from you. So that's why it's both the way very useful for you, for them, and for whole country. Now one thing I tell you, now you are IAS, is it so? So now this IAS, as you were speaking, is a privileged class. You are given so many privileges, even if somebody wants to terminate you, the Chief Minister, not to say of the Chief Minister, but say of the Prime Minister, he also not can easily terminate you, not to say, not even simply to suspend you. So you have got so much privileges. If so much privileges are there, I think there must be so much duties also. So much you have to perform, so you have to function, so you have to have some pious duty. That's why the privileges. The Bhagwan, the deity has got so much privileges. We all go before our deity. Yes, but what do you expect? That the deity, if it also works like some devil, will you ever worship him or her? Never at all. So the deity has also to maintain its dignity. So that's why we have to maintain that dignity also. And now about IAS, I have some very strange experience and with all these people and with all others who are not here, to whom across I come to you, I come across. So what type of these people? Well, I think many times they say that it is Indian Administrative Service. So, but I see that if once you are inducted or you are selected for IAS, you become Indian all in one service. That is what I could learn from all your, whatever you are doing, all the services. Today, yesterday, Mr. Chopra ji, Sanjeev ji was a collector. Next time he became a deputy secretary. And then he became a secretary, sometimes secretary finance, sometimes secretary industry, sometimes industry home, everything. And sometimes forest, sometimes what you call this, sports and everything. So in one sentence I can say that you are now Indian all in one. That's fast. Many times I think in army, after 25 years, 30 years, someone becomes rear of the peer, becomes generals. But what becomes here in this civil services, in PCS, in IAS, you, the very day one you become IAS, you are the general. Because generalized services, Today this opinion, this, you are the specialist of everything. With this, under the sun, you are supposed to be the specialist of everything here. So now, if you are so everything and you know everything, I don't think that I need money more, anything more. The other thing is, many times, what happens that our officers, our bureaucracy, they think that yes, we are permanent. I know, I was then in UP, there was an officer, a senior officer, and many MLAs, you know, and MPs, how they behave, and I have been also an MLA and MP and everything, MLC and what happened. But many times I see how they behave. Then they don't behave properly with you, they come and sometimes dharana, dhamkana. So ye karte hai. So at such a moment, one officer said, "Oh, Amali Sahab, 5 saal ke liye, you are only for 5 years. I am here for 30 years. I am permanent." So you are permanent. We have got that pavilion. I just remember when I was a student in the college, I read Tennyson was a very great poet, and he wrote a poem about broom. Broom is jharna, just like this empty form. So that dharma says, men may come and men may go, by go on forever. So you think that you go on forever like a dream, like a broom, like a jharna. So you have got such a good position. Then you have to get that privileged position. I think, so you have to deliver similarly. You have the responsibility to deliver, to performance accordingly. What's your name? That is, I think we should remember it. That's why I tell you, not sermonizing. Then, there are so many things. I think, why should I go to many points here? Somewhere I read, a long back, there was some poet, Alexander Pope. So there was once upon when you were studying in BA, BCom, or whatever that be, they used to say that yes, there are socialism, this type of socialism, capitalism, this type of capitalism, and everything, dictatorship, all this and that, I mean, this type of government, that type of government. So then Alexander Pope wrote, for forms of the government, let the fools quarrel. What is administered, best it is administered. Then who will administer the best? It is you people who have to administer the best. Who? Not from someone heaven. So you have been given such an opportunity, such a responsibility. So we are not that. We are not administrators. So I think we should always remember all these good things that our ancient people have said. I think so. And about administration, our Prime Minister nowadays says that less government, more governance. So less government, more governance. And I think you may be experienced, you are in center also. I don't know what you experienced in Bengal, that I don't know. But here in Uttarakhand, you have experienced that you have got full freedom to do whatever you wanted, whether you are under me or under Mr. Dhanendra Tiwari. So the thing is that, how can we give the best government? And the best government, it is not merely the politicians, merely the Chief Minister, the Prime Minister and the other ministers. It is you people who have to give the best government. If you want, I think there are people. There are people I have seen who never accept a wrong order from the government. I don't say that you should every be Khenka, what is that fellow? I don't. So I don't think that you should all be that. But after all, if someone says, someone of your bosses, someone of your political bosses, not your bosses, but political bosses, you can very politely, just like Mr. Chopra is the example here. Even the toughest of the toughest person, the authority. So, इसलिए आपसे निवेदन है मेरा कि थोड़ा आप सब लोग इस उसमें हैं तो हम लोग कैसे अपने व्यवहार से ठीक कर सकते हैं, इस प्रकार का एक हम सब लोग करेंगे तो आई थिंक यू कैन give better performance. The basic thing is performance. What performance you go? Many times I see there are very, very honest person, because honesty is the best policy, and I say that it is not policy, it's the principle. No, this idiom is policy, I say that it's principle. And there I have seen many very, very honest officers. But these honest officers, they are so timid. They won't take anything beyond their rule book. And basically what you have to do, many times I say to my officers, in good faith, whatever you do it, and I come and I will sign to you. But the good faith, if you do something good faith, even you have to go beyond the rule book. You have to go beyond the rule book. It doesn't mean that you have to violate the rule book. But you have to do that. In our hills, so much from Mizoram, maybe Nagaland, or Himachal, and in Uttarakhand. If an SDN, or even if he Patwari, if he doesn't overlook, my village woman, my village people, they may not be able to collect even the wood from the forest, because such is the court's hard and that Forest Act 1980. So that there you have to be somewhat very benevolent, I say, to take that action. So this is the thing that I should do. And apart from that, many times I speak to my officers, when I was not an MLA, MLC, MP or this and that. Even that, Mr. Dambi, I used to say, that sir, now you are, then I was a simple, small citizen, but I was very confident. I would say anything to any officer or the minister or the government. So I would say that you are not simply a magistrate of English period, the Raj period. Now, apart from a magistrate, apart from an administrator, you are a PRO also, personal relation. What is your personal relation? What is your PR with the people? Because people, we have to service to people. You all are public servant. Yeah, it is so. What we call ourselves? Public servant. But what happens? Many times you would have experience. Mr. Sanjeev, everybody doesn't experience it. It comes from inner side. But instead of that, sometimes public becomes our servant. We think that, oh, it is our servant. It is so. I have experienced, I have seen such officers. If small Patwari, small people do so, they are not some high officers. So our aim should be that we have to serve the public. We have to serve the people. Why otherwise Sardar Patel would have said that it would be a public service commission? Why should he would have made you a steel frame? Apna steel frame. To pighal jate jaldi. Kyun? Now it is no more steel frame. Is it so? Not so. Because times have changed. Times have changed. Now people are in right time, and you have to take the people in confidence and then do the thing. And there is nuisance created are theirs, and you have to be very strict. You have to do your danda. Danda you follow. No, don't English people. You follow. Danda is such thing. Everyone understand in India. even outside India. So this is the thing. No, the public relation I give more importance, so that's why I have told you this. One or two things more I will tell you. But basically, I always think in every part of every field sphere that we should have a missionary spirit. and in Hindi I call it samarpan bhav. He is samarpan bhav hoga. When we have got that missionary spirit, and I know many officers who create wonders, and sometimes I salute, many times I salute them. They are such good officers. So we should have some this type of mission. And you know what we are doing in this country, it's no credit doesn't go only to Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, Prime Minister Modi ji. In fact, it goes to even our academicians, even to our journalists. The credit goes mostly to our bureaucrats. So what happened as the time passes away? We many times work like, yes, rule book, Babu, rule book, there is Babu here. You know how many things they can become objection, this objection, sir, here it is, sir, and even you have to do it as in DM, you are a new one. Suppose you are officials officer, you would have guided your many times your IAS officer, IAS collector and commissioner and so on, because you have got experience. So you have got such vast experience. I don't think that I am here to teach you or to preach you or to say something to you. So I think you should have that missionary spirit, so that devotee to your duty. And just I feeling about the politicians and the relations between public and so. So before yesterday I told to some IAS officer, you just tell me what Sardar Patel has said, because I don't have good time. I always surrounded by people, you know. So even if I want to read some books, I don't. I have got so many books, but I can't. So I said that Sardar Patel would have said something. So she gave me, he is with me. She gave me one paragraph about this neutrality and Svachhata. Sardar Patel had said, render your services without fear or favor. And किताब जो पढ़ रहे थे मैं गाना उसको इसमें कविता बोली जा रही थी, गाना गाया जा रहा था, बंगाली में गाना था वो गिफ्ट में, ये ना इसी को ना तो render your services without fear or favor and without any expectation of extraneous rewards. Your foremost consideration must be how best to contribute to the well-being of India as a whole. And now, these words are always to be remembered. Not fear and favor. और आप अभी क्या गीत है आपका जिसको आप पढ़ रहे थे? सब पढ़े थे ना? हवो धर्मते धीर, हवो कर्मते वीर, हवो उन्नत शीर नाही भय. No fear. Don't be fearful. Be fearless. During COVID, I used to meet so many persons. Daily. Day one. People say, oh, Koshari साहब, गवर्नर साहब, वो कोविड हो जाएगा, मर जाएंगे. All through and working and taking people invite me so I visit and I go and address the people. क्यों? तो मैं बोलता था. I used to say, don't be fearful, be fearless. Don't be careless, be careful. Basic thing. अरे मास्क पहनो, थोड़ा दूरी रखो एंड मारा तो भी सब बहुत है. इसलिए ये मैंने कहा कि ये बहुत अच्छा गीत है. हाउ धर्मते रहो गर्मते वीर, नहीं भाई भूल गया मैं, तेरे को याद ट्राई कर. आई जस्ट फॉरगॉटन इट. अच्छा गीत है, बंगाली गीत है. तो तूने हिंदी भी दिया है. अच्छा आई डोंट नो, बट बंगाली जानता हूँ. इसलिए हमारा आप सबसे कहना है कि आप एक अच्छे पवित्र काम में, अच्छी जगह है, उस काम में थोड़ा है और सकृता यहाँ से जाने के बाद देंगे तो मैं सोचा तो अच्छा रहेगा. ये बड़ा बात जरूर मेरे कल आज सुबह मैं देख रहा था कि व्हाट शुड आई स्पीक दिया, तो मुझे दो चीज़ें दिमाग में सुबह उठने के बाद, नहाने के बाद आई. उनमें से वन थिंग that I came to mind, I tell you, due apology to all you IAS people. Right? So I have seen so many IAS people, direct IAS people, so good people, so talented people. But one point or the other, somewhere, there comes their ego. You have experienced because you are in your IAS. Sometimes, at times, at least once or twice in your life, you would have also said that, oh, yeah. Just our MLA MPs think so that yes, MLA MP then chati ko lage. So this ego, that's the worst part of human life. Ego means अहंकार. हमारे यहाँ सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन माना जाता है अहंकार. इसलिए can we win this ego? Can we be above ego? So I was thinking. So I just remembered a long back. Napoleon has said that, men are like figures. He said that 1, what is the value of 1? This is 1. Again put under 1, it will be 11. Again put under 1, 111. If before 1, you put decimal, what will be its value? Nothing, decimal 1. So, if you continue, if you have your ego, your ahankar, then what will be your value? Decimal 1. So why should we be decimalized? Why should it not be 1 plus 1 or 1, 1, 1, 1? So that we should always remember. I know that even small people or even ordinary people have got some ahankar, that is there. But we must try to be above this ego. If you can do that, you can perform and you will be not only regarded a good officer, people will even worship you. I have seen such officers, people who देवता की तरह से पूछते हैं, कहते हैं साहब ये तो भगवान आ गया बोलते हैं पटवारी से लेके तुम्हारे एटीएम चेंज कर लो कलेक्टर कमिश्नर तक बोलते हैं लोग. तो सच पीपल आई हैव सीन. तो इसलिए ऐसा कुछ करेंगे तो अच्छा ना. फाइनली I will say about this development, about a few words because already Sanjeev has spoken about Shreshth Bharat, Ek Bharat, so I am not going to speak more on it. But only one thing I would speak to you, like to speak to you that we should create work culture, and wherever you are, now you will be having more responsibility after getting this IAS and this induction in IAS. So you will have still even today also you have got so many subordinate staffs, but we must have that team spirit. So I tell you one thing, the latest, some 2 years back experience. I was just for my committee, I was heading a committee of Parliament, and I was in one of the districts of Uttarakhand. So after committee, both the SP and DM of that committee, that district, they came to me for the courtesy call. I told them, I told about them, that when in the one Uttarakhand, there is one district magistrate. I also see that he is very honest. And my chief minister, he also says that he is very, very, very honest. Yes, I also agree with him. But what is the speciality of the district magistrate, IAS officer? He thinks, what is his behavior? He thinks that he is only honest. His subordinates are all dishonest and corrupt. That is his thinking. See, district magistrate was a lady. He said, oh sir, he is Pala. It's the correct name, he said. I was surprised in your biradari. Fraternity, how is it that you know one's weaknesses and one's strength to each other? So then I said, in the same district, and in district, there is one SSP, SP somewhere called SP somewhere SSP. There is one SSP. He is very honest. And I also say that he is very honest. And even their central leaders say that he is very honest. But what is his weakness? He says, though I am honest and all my subordinates are honest. So how can it be that if he is honest, the only subordinate, then India will be swung? Ever? If he says that I am honest and all others are dishonest and corrupt, India will be hell. So what a balanced thinking we should have. So that I think, if you can do that one, and naturally, if a few words I have spoken, if something wrong or something beyond I have spoken, you will not mind that. But I hope that after from this Mussoorie, the height of 6,000, from going from this 6,000 either to the Andhra sea or to Haryana's green fields or anywhere else, you will try to rise above 6,000 to 7,000 and more above and above. You rise and above and above. That is the best.